feared for the power of her mind, worried about what she could find. Hey Gemini, this is a timeless reading for you. I'm using my own tarot cards. Your reading starts with the card Maturity, followed by Manipulation, Old, Healthy, Imagination, and Air. And I don't know, your reading feels a little bit different than the other readings I did. It's like it's showing me something. There's like a huge blind spot. I do have a naivety card in my deck. It's not showing up in your spread yet. I feel that there's a lot of naivety here, hidden in this reading, indirectly somehow. There is something about you, or about someone around you, if this applies, who is not seeing how immensely they are being manipulated. The person, either you or someone around you, is very humble, easily satisfied with small things. And you know, there's always this thing, you have to be happy about the small things in life and all this stuff, but you know, sometimes this can become very toxic because many people, or some people, they are so good and they deserve so much more and they live on the limits somehow. And they let other people exploit them and they don't even get it. They don't even understand how badly they are being manipulated and misused and exploited due to their goodness, and because they are so humble and so easily satisfied. So this could either be you or someone else. So this reading is about this person. And like the guy in the picture here, he's busy with his work. He enjoys his music, he enjoys his work. And he's not even recognizing that he's doing unnecessary extra work because he doesn't see this demon that is, you know, throwing this extra dirt in his way. And this isn't right. Like, he's too naive. With this maturity card here, there's also, those two cards together, they give me this vibe that there's also a lot of admiration from this person towards the wrong people. Like they are quickly drawn into manipulative leaders, or, you know, people who appear to be very intellectual or reasonable. This could even literally be a school teacher that they are admiring, like the boy here in the picture, just an example. But it could also be, I don't know, religious leaders or political leaders who appear to be very friendly and subtle and humble, but humbleness can also just be a facade, whereas this person is truly humble and they don't even think of themselves as humble and they don't talk about themselves as humble. Whereas, you know, some people, they are like blenders somehow. And I feel like this person easily falls for that. So I don't want to offend you and say that you are this naive person. So maybe this is just someone who is in your environment around you, and this is just coming up in your reading right here. And with the old card, on one hand, I feel like this speaks of some kind of poverty. Or if this person has the financial resources to replace old things, but they don't do it, then it's just like they don't take proper care of themselves. They don't, and it doesn't have to be only regarding clothing or other things in the household that are not being replaced. it is also maybe about their health and other things, that they're a little bit careless about that. Yet I also feel, and that was actually the very first impression I got when I looked at the old card, that this is something that they abandoned, or that you abandoned, or many people abandoned. Some kind of, well, it's not a secret. It's something that got ignored by everyone, left behind, that could soon come back into the focus, appear somehow due to some kind of coincidence. Something old that has been abandoned could be found, and it suddenly has a huge significance, a huge meaning to several people. In either a positive or negative way. I feel like both things could be possible. Oh, now I'm getting something else here as well with the manipulation card. If we take it in a negative way, sweeping something below the rug. No one wanted to admit that this is true or this existed, so they sweep it below the rug, try to pretend it isn't there, but no, everyone's too lazy to take proper care of it, and then it starts to rot like a dirty secret, and then it's just being found somewhere hidden in a cellar, somewhere hidden in some kind of secret corner, almost forgotten, almost, rotting away. But before it entirely falls apart, it's being found, and it has a tremendous meaning here. We have the healthy card next to imagination. That's what I first want to jump into here. I feel like this speaks of some kind of healthy mind or mindset. And I don't mean healthy mindset in that way, what is in currently, like think positively, or I mean more the opposite, actually. Not to think negatively, but as I said, there is something about naivety here, not wanting to see a certain manipulation by a certain type of person, by a group of people, by society, exploitation, manipulation, people being cunning. There has to be some kind of healthy mindset that has to be established here in this person. And with the air card, I feel like there's a lot of illusion, blowing things up in their mind. But, there's always this little bird here in the corner with a very sharp, long beak. So this bubble can easily be bursted quickly whenever this bird decides to intervene. There's also a lot of effort in this card, in this air card. A lot of wasted breath. It could be that if this person is around you, maybe you have tried to warn them about something, and they just can't listen, and they just keep being naive, and you feel like you have wasted your breath. Or if you are this person, you might have wasted a lot of effort and energy on the wrong people who, somehow lured you into that trap, and you thought they were genuine, mature, good people, but actually they were just, super manipulative. Yet I feel like there's literally something about health coming up here. Not about this person's health, but like about your health. I feel like you were imagining, this could something, is the English word hypochondria? Is that the right pronunciation? Like when people are really convinced and that they have a terrible disease, and they have that all the time. And when they go to the doctor and they are healthy, a week later they imagine they have a new another kind of disease, or the same disease that they thought previously, and then they think that the doctor maybe overlooked something. And they don't do that to make people angry or to be annoying, like it's really some kind of disease somehow. And there is something here as well. It doesn't have to be this hypochondria disease. I think that's not the proper word, sorry. You know what I mean. It could also just be maybe you were intensely worried or thinking you had something. Maybe you were even afraid to go to the doctor. Or you had to wait a long time for an appointment. But it will be fine and you will realize that you made it all up somehow. Something about that here as well. I'm suddenly getting sorry. I'm getting so much. I feel drawn back to the maturity card and suddenly everything is turning around. I said earlier, yes, there is something about admiring the wrong people in authority, projecting too much maturity into people who just have a facade. But I suddenly feel drawn to this little boy here, and I perceive his facial expression a little bit mean. And now I'm suddenly seeing it's the other way around. I'm seeing the teacher as the naive person. Like this could literally be someone who's getting played by kids and who think they are so good-hearted, but actually some kids are super mean, almost dangerous in some way. It just suddenly jumped into my eye. So give me a second to figure out if there's something else here for you. There's something about food here in general. Something's being really delicious. Like you could be invited somewhere where there's like a surprisingly good food that also looks very good. There could be a preparation for a party as well, some kind of birthday. Having to blow up some balloons and blow out some candles. We have also the giving card here on the bottom of the deck. So there could really be a celebration. Could be a children's birthday. There's a little bit more here. Vacillation, sadness, and irresponsibility. Someone can't make up their mind about something. And there's this feeling of, on one hand, there's a person in your reading, an energy that is being too naive, and there's at the same time another energy in your reading, which is not the same person, that is the opposite of naive. Like they are overly dramatic. I don't mean that in a mean way. They are very sensitive to everything, and they quickly start to have the worst kind of imagination, believe that it will come true. And someone is quickly emotionally aroused and starts to cry very fast. I mean, this could be a child. But I feel like this dwarf is very wise and knows that there is no reason to cry about. There's also something about careless parents here. Oh my God, sorry, this is a little bit too much at once here. I shouldn't have pulled the extra cards, but I feel like they still belong to your reading, at least partially here. It could be that you I mean, for some of you, those two people could be parents. That one parent is very naive, the other parent is overly dramatic. And you're not sure because maybe you see that their behavior is not good for their child. And you can't decide if you should intervene because it's not your child, something like that. If they are not parents, I don't know, it could all happen in a friend circle or somewhere in your family where you are very unsure if you should say or do something because you feel like maybe you are not entitled to. Okay. I hope it resonates with someone. I'm gonna leave it here. Thank you for watching.